Hi, this is Dr. Patel of Atlantic Medical Imaging. February is the month of Valentine's and also American Heart Month. It's a good reminder of the importance of monitoring yours and your family's heart health. Each year, about 1.1 million Americans suffers a heart attack. At Atlantic Medical Imaging, we perform a revolutionary imaging exam called coronary CT angiography, a dramatic breakthrough in the detection of heart disease. Coronary CTA is a non-invasive imaging technique used to visualize disease in the coronary arteries, the source of heart attacks and sudden death. Atlantic Medical Imaging is a world leader in coronary CTA. We have the largest case experience in coronary CTA anywhere. With a supporting staff devoted to your dignity and health, our board-certified radiologists are dedicated to bringing you the most advanced medical imaging in the world. Call the imaging experts at 609-677-X-ray and visit us on the web at atlanticmedicalimaging.com. Atlantic Medical Imaging. Experience you can trust.
We are a family business. Myself and my wife wait on 90% of the customers who walk in the door. So you're going to get somebody who's going to help you who knows something about the floor covering business. We specialize in carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, area rugs, and a service. When we stock a lot of rolls of carpet, buying from the roll as a customer, you save money. I am very proud to own Richland Carpet, and I am very proud of the selection and the service that we provide.
South Jersey's positive radio station is Pop FM 99.9 Power of Positivity, with local news, weather, and events in Gloucester, Salem, and Cumberland. Streaming online at popfm999.com. On Pop FM, you have the power to keep it positive.
Toyota of Vineland, family owned and operated for over 30 years. We have the cars and trucks you need at the price you want.
Good evening, and welcome to the first edition of the Hermits pregame show live here on the campus of St. Augustine Prep, brought to you by NMR Events. I'm Robert Holland alongside Jimmy Bachman and Noah Gradinich as we prepare for the Hermits' first game of the season, at home, of course, versus the Wildcats of St. Joe's Hammonton.
Yeah, the Hermits had a great game last Saturday against Holy Spirit. Overtime win, 60-53. Came back in the fourth quarter. They were down 8 in the fourth quarter. Really rallied near the end. Matt Delaney and John Horner both with double doubles. Delaney 18 and 10. Horner 16 and 14. They played great. And Keith Palak also 13 points with 3 threes. Great for our seniors.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Jimmy. We also had Xavier Ernest with 9 points and 5 rebounds here. Key bench player there. But we really need to look at that precision shooting from the arc. We only had 4 threes that whole game, and we really need to pick that up.
Yeah, they definitely took advantage of Spirit's lack of height, but they're not going to have that advantage today. But so they're going to need to hit more threes.
Yeah, the Hermits did struggle from 3 beyond the arc. They only had 4 that game, like we mentioned. But inside, we did dominate. Horner with 14 rebounds, like Jimmy Bachman also mentioned, and Delaney with 10. Really dominated in the paint, which we're going to need to continue to do against the Wildcats tonight, although they do have some size.
And now for the Hermits lineup. Projected what we have is Jack Schleicher at the number 1, Elijah Brown at the number 2, Keith Palak at the 3, John Horner at the 4, Matt Delaney at the 5. What I noticed is we really need improvement at that guard spot. Last game, we didn't have a show. We need a show tonight.
Yeah, I agree, no, definitely, because most of our scoring came from Palak, Horner, and Delaney. we need to see more from the other guys. Xavier Ernest gave us a great game with 9 points, but I'd like to see what Jack Schleicher and Elijah Brown can do. First game, little rust, get all the jitters out. They should be better this game.
Yeah, after talking to Coach Rodeo after the game on Sunday, Coach mentioned how our guard spots are very young. We have a sophomore starting at point guard, and we had a freshman starting at shooting guard. And that does play into how the chemistry is on the court. Off the court, of course, our chemistry is very good. But Schleicher and Brown both need to get used to playing with the seniors who have been playing all 4 years together, you know?
And we had 3 key bench players that game. We had Kenny Selby, Xavier Ernest, and we'll see some of Ethan Fox later on in the season. We might see him tonight.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Ethan Fox on Saturday had a brilliant practice, shot great from 3, but during the game, or on the practice Sunday, during the game on Saturday, he didn't hit it all, but he's one of actually the Hermits' key shooters. Sunday on practice, Coach mentioned how he was lights out, and we're hoping to see that again today.
Yeah, as we know, Prep plays man-to-man defense. They do great. They, of course, with the size, you're able to really force other teams into tough shots. Deep threes, deep twos. With a hand in your face, they're hard to make.
Yeah, same thing for St. Joe's. They also play man-to-man. They played that against Hammonton in one of the first of 2 games that they played this season. So, of course, it's going to be a good game defensively as offensively. But going into this game, this is the first time that they played in a while, actually, and the Hermits will play St. Joe's Hammonton 2 times this seasion. Do you want to give us a little bit on St. Joe's Hammonton now, Noah?
Some of St. Joe's Hammonton history is they went 22-6 last year and lost to the NJSIA sectional tournament quarterfinal to Holy Cross Prep. They are 2-0 this season with 20-point-plus wins against Millville and Hammonton, and we have some really key players from them.
Yeah, Marcus Pierce is fantastic, the senior guard, averaging 26.5 points per game this season through 2 games. Also, Dom Thomas forward, he's a senior, 15 points per game. And also 6'9", Daryl McGraw, he's a junior. He's got that height. He's going to be able to probably be guarding Delaney today. Once again, like we said, we're not going to get those post points as easily. That's going to be important, especially since both these teams like to get their points in the paint.
Yeah, like you said, Daryl McGraw, junior center, standing at 6'9". This is the first time the Hermits have really had to go up against some size. You know, Holy Spirit on Saturday, and Delaney really dominated in the paint. Had a lot of putbacks, a lot of offensive rebounds, which was really helpful for the Hermits, especially down the stretch. But Daryl McGraw is going to be a challenge for us, especially this game.
Oh, yeah, definitely, especially since Holy Spirit, their tallest guy was 6'5". St. Joe's, they got, of course, Daryl McGraw, and also got a couple guys in the 6'5" range. It's going to be harder, especially since the Hermits, they play great defense against Holy Spirit, only allowing them 50 points in an overtime game. So that's 5 extra minutes right there, and still only 50 points. That's definitely going to be, they're going to need to get their rebounds tonight.
I have to agree with you, Jimmy, there. I believe big men and shooting win this game. Also with defense. Defense will win this game. And if we can't use our size to advantage against St. Joe's, where they have size, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, like you said, now this brings us to our keys of the game now. And our first key of the game, I believe to be, is this is the first time that the Hermits don't really have the size advantage. So stretching the floor and getting good looks is going to be key for us.
Oh, yeah, spacing is really important. Coach Radio loves spacing. That's going to come down to the guard play. It's also going to be important if we're going to be getting our points in the paint. Let's get their bigs in foul trouble. Let's hit some free throws. If you get guys like McGraw in foul trouble, they're not going to play aggressive on defense. Delaney could definitely get some points in the paint, and Horner as well.
I have to agree with you there, Jimmy. Also, I believe our shooting needs to be on point. We only had 4 threes last game. What is that? With Keith Palak and Ethan Fox and Jack Schleicher, we should have at least 20.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And you also got to remember, they probably weren't shooting as many threes because they had that height advantage, but today they're going to need some spacing. You're going to get maybe some pick and rolls, pick and pops. You're going to get those threes.
Yeah, and like we said, the paint might be clogged with 6'9" Daryl McGraw. Might be clogged. He's standing 6'9", guarding Matt Delaney. Shooting's going to need to be on.
I agree with you there, Rob. Our guards and big need to be on the same page. If we're not rolling with fundamentals, I don't know. I don't really know. Fundamentals win this game of basketball. That's what we need, fundamentals.
Yeah, the guards and the seniors need to be on the same page. The guards, like I said, they have a young core. Talking to Coach Rodeo, on court, their chemistry needs to get better. If they're on the same page, then we can hit from 3, and we can hit inside the paint. I think we'll be in good shape.
Oh, yeah, and the chemistry is different this year because you also remember because of COVID, you've had some less practice time. And COVID's had a real made a difference this year. No fans, of course, our first home game. Having no fans really hurts the Hermits. We love to have the Rowdies. They make games so much harder for the away team, and also the parents love to watch their kids play. And also some differences with the game itself. There's, of course, a coin toss instead of a jump ball. The refs can't even touch the ball, so it's going to be some differences, and the Hermits are adjusting to that.
Yeah, like you said, coin toss replaces the tip-off completely, and if the ball goes out of bounds, whoever's ball it is, they just got to go chase it. Refs can't touch it at all.
I have to agree with you there. One thing to mention, COVID, since there's no fans, all home games will be streamed on the Hermits broadcasting channel, which you can find on YouTube.
Yeah, I think one big thing to mention this game that some people might not know about, what's going to make this really interesting, is Coach Rodeo is actually going against his son, who is the coach of St. Joe's.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, Coach Rodeo has been coaching since 1977. He's going against Coach Paul Rodeo Jr., who's been at St. Joe's since 2014.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Coach Rodeo is going to want this win against his son. Show him up.
It's going to be a big game here tonight.
That's going to conclude everything here today for the Hermits pregame live, brought to you by NMR Events, as we now bring you over to our broadcasting booth, where we give you the Toyota Vineland coin toss. Thank you.
Go Hermits.
Hi, this is Dr. Patel of Atlantic Medical Imaging. February is the month of Valentine's and also American Heart Month. It's a good reminder of the importance of monitoring yours and your family's heart health. Each year, about 1.1 million Americans suffers a heart attack. At Atlantic Medical Imaging, we perform a revolutionary imaging exam called coronary CT angiography, a dramatic breakthrough in the detection of heart disease. Coronary CTA is a non-invasive imaging technique used to visualize disease in the coronary arteries, the source of heart attacks and sudden death. Atlantic Medical Imaging is a world leader in coronary CTA. We have the largest case experience in coronary CTA anywhere. With a supporting staff devoted to your dignity and health, our board-certified radiologists are dedicated to bringing you the most advanced medical imaging in the world. Call the imaging experts at 609-677-X-ray and visit us on the web at atlanticmedicalimaging.com. Atlantic Medical Imaging. Experience you can trust.
We are a family business. Myself and my wife wait on 90% of the customers who walk in the door. So you're going to get somebody who's going to help you. He knows something about the floor covering business. But we specialize in carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, area rugs, and a service. When we stock a lot of rolls of carpet, buying from the roll as a customer, you save money. I am very proud to own Richland Carpet, and I am very proud of the selection and the service that we provide.
South Jersey's positive radio station is Pop FM 99.9, Power of Positivity, with local news, weather, and events in Gloucester, Salem, and Cumberland. Streaming online at popfm999.com. On Pop FM, you have the power to keep it positive.
Toyota of Vineland, family owned and operated for over 30 years. We have the cars and trucks you need at the price you want.
Coach from Mel.
Good evening, and welcome to the first edition of the Hermits pregame show live here on the campus of St. Augustine Prep, brought to you by NMR Events.
Hi, this is Dr. Patel of Atlantic Medical Imaging. February is the month of Valentine's and also American Heart Month. It's a good reminder of the importance of monitoring yours and your family's heart health. Each year, about 1.1 million Americans suffers a heart attack. At Atlantic Medical Imaging, we perform a revolutionary imaging exam called coronary CT angiography, a dramatic breakthrough in the detection of heart disease. Coronary CTA is a non-invasive imaging technique used to visualize disease in the coronary arteries, the source of heart attacks and sudden death. Atlantic Medical Imaging is a world leader in coronary CTA. We have the largest case experience in coronary CTA anywhere. With a supporting staff devoted to your dignity and health, our board-certified radiologists are dedicated to bringing you the most advanced medical imaging in the world. Call the imaging experts at 609-677-X-ray and visit us on the web at atlanticmedicalimaging.com. Atlantic Medical Imaging. Experience you can trust.
We are a
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Paul A. Rodeo Gymnasium on the campus of St. Augustine Prep. I'm Andreas LaRosa alongside Pat Coyle and former Hermits basketball assistant coach Dave Catalana. In tonight's matchup, our very own Hermits of St. Augustine Prep will take on the Wildcats of St. Joe's Hammonton in an empty gym. That means without any spectators, family, etc. Coach Cat, you got any thoughts on how the empty gym is going to affect our players tonight?
Well, you know, this is like in the 9th year that I've been doing broadcasting games here in one form or another. And every year I think, you know, our viewership goes up, but I don't like the fact that our viewership has to be up this year because, you know, it's such a tough thing for everyone to adjust to. And, you know, having that we can't have fans here, certainly not the Rowdies, but more importantly, to not have the parents of these young men to be able to be here to watch this live and see their sons that have put in so much time and work for this senior campaign for some of these guys. It's difficult. Tough thing to manage. We'll get to the basketball part of it as far as what the empty gym is going to mean, but for the other part, we're going to do our best to bring this to the families and everyone out there watching and hopefully give you some sense of what's going on here at St. Augustine.
So while a lot of the pressure is on us at the Hermits Broadcasting Channel because we will have a lot of people tuning in without the fans, there's also a decent amount of pressure on our own Hermits as it's their home opener for the year as they're taking on, once again, the Wildcats of St. Joe's Hammonton. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed our pregame show. This was actually the very first edition of our pregame show. Hit you with a couple stats, some new league rules. And on that, I'd actually like to ask you, Pat, what are you expecting from the Hermits coming in tonight?
After a tough start against Holy Spirit, the Prep came out a little slow, but picked it up at the end of the game. Just expect for them to kind of hold on to what they were doing at the end of the Holy Spirit game. They had a good practice on Sunday. Now, both schools, I believe, did not practice Monday or Tuesday, so both schools will be playing without any practices leading into this game. But just look for St. Augustine to try and establish tempo, I would say.
Yeah, Pat, great point. The game against Holy Spirit, they started out slow. Talking to Coach Rodeo, you know, his younger guards in their first game, I mean, they didn't have a game. They didn't have a scrimmage. They only had practices going into that, and they struggled early. The part that I thought was great, though, is that going into that fourth quarter when they were down 8, you know, you got your backs against the wall on the road down 8, and they relied on their seniors. They relied on Matt Delaney, who came through huge for them, John Horner as well, and they pull out the win. So that's impressive. But they got their hands full with this St. Joe team tonight.
Yeah, just like you said, Matt Delaney, Keith Palak, and John Horner all returning. Their experience did help them the other day, as they did make it deep into the playoffs last year. So they do have experience in tough games with their backs against the wall.
You know, I can remember every year we would come into the new season and Coach Rodeo would sort of have a slogan for the next year. We would print it on the back of T-shirts or something. And I certainly remember a year where it said unfinished business on the back of the shirt. And that was because that team had lost in the playoffs. You know, these guys won the South Jersey Championship last year and unfortunately weren't able to compete in the state final. So you talk about unfinished business. I mean, they finished their last game was a win, ready to go to the state final last year and weren't able to do it. Unfortunately, again, no playoffs as of this moment, no playoffs in this year either. But this group, that core group of seniors, has got a lot to look forward to, and every game is going to be a big challenge because you're only playing 15.
And another something we cannot ignore tonight is Coach Rodeo will actually be facing off against his own son, who is the head coach of St. Joe's of Hammonton. St. Joe's of Hammonton coming into this game with a 2-0 record. And obviously the Hermits coming into this game with a 1-0 record after their win against Holy Spirit. Hermits line up tonight. They've got their 3 starting seniors, and they've got 2 young spots coming in at the guards, Jack Schleicher and Elijah Brown. So obviously it's these 2 players, their first start at home, and we are expecting big things from them.
Yeah, you know, I'm talking to Coach Rodeo about coaching against Paul Jr., and, you know, that's always a tough thing for him. but here he is. I mean, this is his 44th year, I believe, if I get my math right.
I believe so.
And tonight, if the math is right, this is his 1,200th game as a varsity basketball coach. So he's been through a lot. He's only played against his son a few times. And it's remarkable to see Paul Jr.'s record for this is his 7th year. And it almost mirrors his father. Started off with a 16-win season, then 18, then 19, now 20 wins in a row for a couple of years. And he's coming in. They're the #1 team in South Jersey on one of the polls. St. Augustine's #1 in another. So the fact that they're playing each other is sort of like an extra to this. But the big thing is it's the 2 best teams, at least in the rankings, in South Jersey.
Exactly. And talking to both Coach Paul Sr. and Coach Paul Jr., they're in good spirits about it. Coach Rodeo Jr. actually joked and asked if he could come watch practice on Sunday. So they're in good spirits, and they'll be excited to face off against each other.
Yeah, Coach Rodeo is such good friends with so many coaches in the Cape Atlantic League. Obviously, this is a little different. His son, played basketball here at St. Augustine, was on some really good teams, coached here with his father. And then when he got the opportunity, and the folks at St. Joe's gave a young coach the opportunity, he has made the most of it into some difficult situations. They don't have a gym right now. All of their games are on the road. So talk about road warriors. But he has put together a heck of a team here, very athletic. They shoot the ball, and they're gonna run up and down. They're going to press, and they're going to push the ball, and they're going to try to force that tempo tonight.
Yeah, and absolutely. Just like you said, Coach Rodeo has made the best out of a tough situation. This team has really come together, and I'm excited to see what they do from here on out, the St. Joe Wildcat team.
Sure, the outcome of this game will not be failed to be talked about at the Rodeo's Easter dinner. So obviously, this and then their next game, a big rivalry between a father and a son.
Well, I know you talked about some of the differences, the changes. It's just so odd to watch a coin flip. Patrick, you're probably used to it in a football sense of a coin flip, but one of the changes in the rules, no jump ball. The referees don't touch the basketball at all. You watch them sometimes kick the ball to the players. Again, rules that you have to put in place in the COVID situation to try to stay as healthy as possible and hopefully get the season in.
Exactly, and at the end of the day, everybody's goal is to just play.
Yeah, and that's the tough part. Last year, with the way things were, I mean, we were in this gym in some big playoff games, some big playoff wins for St. Augustine at the end, packed gyms, knowing that something was going on with the COVID situation, but not ever thinking that it was going to be something where the state final was canceled and now, having to live through it for football, the baseball kids last year, the spring sports, that was difficult on them, losing their whole season. Most teams last year had finished their basketball season when everything sort of stopped. Like I said, St. Augustine still had one more to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So many other storylines here. Patrick mentioned that neither team has practiced it this week at all because of being out of school with the snow. I mean, normally you have to, in today's world, you have to worry about with COVID. And I know the teams are doing things differently. For example, St. Augustine would always practice, most teams, they would practice their JV and their varsity together. That can't happen now. They practice separately. Guys don't sit on the bench. If JV players don't come up and sit on the varsity bench because they try to keep everyone separate just in case there's an issue and then you can't have a close contact situation where you don't have any, your players are not able to play. So everyone's taking the precautions to get as many games in as possible. We've already seen some teams have some issues. Again, you throw a snowstorm in on top of it and it's an athletic director's nightmare. Mike Rizzo having to go through a lot this week with cancellations and changes. The Vineland game has been moved. So a lot that you have to go through, and hopefully we can make it all work this year.
And as important as rules and regulations are on the court, we also hope that our families at home are practicing their COVID guidelines, wearing a mask, sanitizing, as the safety of our Hermits families and families all over South Jersey is priority. This game will be kicking off just shortly with our starting lineups.
Coach, you mentioned earlier, I mean, just looking out into the empty gym right now is just it's just a totally different scene.
I was actually watching some of the end of the games the last year, especially I watched the senior night game, which is always a great night, and that was a completely packed house. And to go from that to this certainly is surreal. It's almost like you're watching a lower level game, a junior varsity or a freshman game, and really what you're looking at is, again, 1 and 2 in South Jersey.
Tonight, the Cape Atlantic proudly presents this Western Division game between the Wildcats of St. Joseph's Academy and Hermits of St. Augustine Prep. Now introducing tonight's starting lineups, first wearing the visiting black jerseys and entering tonight's contest with a record of 2 wins and no losses. Please welcome the Wildcats of St. Joseph. Starting at guard, a 6'2" junior, number 1, Jason Prevard. Starting at guard, a 6'2" senior, number 5, Marcus Pierce. Starting at guard, a 6'1" senior, number 13, Jordan Stafford. Starting at forward, a 6'5" senior, number 3, Dom Thomas. And starting at center, a 6'9" senior, number 23, Carol McGraw. Head coach of the Wildcats in his 7th season is Mr. Paul M. Rodeo. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wildcats of St. Joseph. And now, wearing home Warriors jerseys, running tight contest for the record of 1 win and no losses, your Hermits of St. Augustine Prep. Starting at guard, a 6'2" freshman, number 20, Elijah Brown. Starting at guard, a 5'9" sophomore, number 33, Jack Schleicher. Starting at forward, a 6'8" senior, number 11, Keith Halleck. Starting at forward, a 6'7" senior, number 25, John Horner. And starting at forward, a 6'7" senior, number 31, Matt Delaney. The head coach of the Hermits in his 44th season is Mr. Paul Rodeo. Ladies and gentlemen,
Once again, to recount tonight's starting lineups, starting with St. Joe's, starting at number 1, a 6'2" junior, Jason Prevard. Starting at forward, a 6'5" senior, Don Thomas. Starting at guard, a 6'2 senior, Marcus Pierce. Starting at guard, a 6'1 senior, Jordan Stafford. And starting at center, a 6'9 senior, Daryl McGraw. Once again, the coach of St. Joe's Hammonton is Coach Paul Rodeo, the son of our own Hermits, Paul Rodeo. And now your lineup for St. Augustine Prep. Starting at forward, a 6'8 senior, Keith Palick. Starting at guard, a 6'2 freshman, Elijah Brown. Starting at forward, a 6'7 senior, John Horner. Starting at center, 6'7 senior, Matt Delaney. And starting at guard, a 5'9 sophomore, Jack Schleicher. Once again, the coach of the Hermits is our very own Paul Rodeo.
So the Hermits opening up in their matchup 2-3 zone. They used it a lot at the end of last year, and then they get against Holy Spirit earlier in their first game this year. So
St. Joe's opening up the game with the ball, but they're turning it over. Here's Jack Schleicher to kick off possession for the Hermits.
Look, this is the pressure that St. Joe's going to do. They're going to each time down.
And Schleicher finds Delaney down low for a quick bucket.
Nice job by Schleicher there, penetrating and getting the ball to Matt Delaney to start it off.
Hermits kicking off this game with some momentum as St. Joe's brings it up. Pierce, pass to Thomas, back to Pierce. St. Joe's working it around the arc here. Penetrates, goes up. That's going to be a foul called on Matt Delaney.
Nice job by Privard there, penetrating inside the zone. They're going to look to push the tempo of the game, penetrate against the zone, and then still look for the kickouts and take the shots. You got some shooters on the team, but for the most part, they want to put pressure on St. Augustine by attacking the basket.
So here's Privard to shoot two. First shot rolls out. Second shot out, rebound Horner. Gives the Schleicher to take it up. Hermits offense moving pretty quick. There's Palick from the arc, fakes. Into Horner in the post. Horner finds Schleicher outside. Schleicher the three. Right off the rim. Rebound St. Joe's. That's McGraw with the rebound.
Good set, though. Nice skip pass by Horner to find an open Schleicher.
That's a risky pass there from St. Joe's. It's Thomas. Pass to Brevard, who looks back to Thomas. No good. Now there's Horner taking it up. Finds Schleicher. Schleicher to Horner in the corner. Horner drives. Ball rolls off to Lanier. Schleicher in the middle. Puts it up. And that's going to be good. Schleicher for two.
Nice to see Schleicher get off. He struggled a little in the opener, but feeling more comfortable here at home. Nice to see him get going.
Hey, look for him to calm down here a little bit tonight. Get his feet under him.
So here's Stafford with it.
The matchup zone requires a lot of discipline, a lot of talking. You have to talk when the cutters are going through. Hand off a player from one teammate to the other. Hermit's doing a good job so far.
Hermit's playing man D as usual. And here's Thomas with it. Finds Pierce up top.
They're going to shade the defense to Pierce all the time. There he got a free look.
And that's Pierce with a three.
That's
Schleicher to take it up now. Just good move. Finds Delaney, top of the arc. Delaney penetrates, spins. And that's blocked. Blocked by Stafford. And St. Joe on the counter. Here's Dom Thomas, puts it up, no good. Put back, no good. Hermits get the rebound. There's Palick with it. Palick finds Brown. Brown, pull-up jumper, no good. Little miscommunication from the Hermits there as Brown and Schleicher go up for that. That's going to be St. Joe ball.
Look at St. Joe's always going to look to push the ball down the floor. I'm interested to see what St. Augustine does. They normally like to run, but this is the kind of team they have to be careful with tempo.
Yeah, the Prep coming out here in a little extended 1-2-1-1. Just looking to slow the tempo a little bit.
Here's Pierce, penetrates. Pull-up jumper, banks it in.
Pierce is the one that's going to make him go. That's 5 points for him to start it off. He's averaging over 20.
Schleicher finds Horner down low. Horner just misses, puts it back up. That's a block by McGraw. And here's Pierce. Dishes. And that's a foul on the Hermits. Jason Brevard, shoot 2.
Well, nice job hustling back by Elijah Brown to force the pass, but the Hermits have got to get back. Had hurt them a little against Holy Spirit. Their transition defense, they didn't get back enough. And against this team, the St. Joe team, they are going to have to get back. If they penetrate on the offensive side, someone has to be back on defense.
So here's Brevard on the line again, sinks the first. Once again, the referee cannot touch the ball after the foul shot. Slows things down just a bit.
Look for St. Joe to go pressure here if they score. Again, putting pressure on the Hermit guards.
And that's a rebound, Horner. Brings it up to point guard Schleicher. He finds Palick from the arc. Palick for 3. Just out. It's rebound, St. Joe. Now here's Pierce, loses
Horner.
it.
That was the Hermits getting back that time. Nice job by Horner to get in the way of the pass.
Palick finds Delaney. Delaney penetrates, goes up with it, and he's going to lay that one in.
Good take there by Matt Delaney.
Delaney really using his size.
Yeah, catching the ball in that high post. The seam sort of opened up for him in the zone.
St. Joe's not rushing it on offense. Making some good passes, finding some nice shots. And they're neck and neck with the Hermits. McGraw in the middle. Finds Pierce on the outside. Pierce finds Brevard for 3, no good. Rolls out, right back to Pierce, who penetrates, spins, dishes. And that's Thomas, but that's an air ball. And now Schleicher to take it up once again. Schleicher showing some good ball control up top, takes it to the rack, dishes to Palick, over to Horner. Horner for 3. Rolls out, Hermits 0 for 3 on threes tonight. St. Joe's penetrates, no good. That's a rebound from Brevard. No good once again. Delaney with it. Gets that ball stripped. That's a jump ball.
A lot of contact on the ball on the St. Joe shot, and then on the rebound, the reach in, and Delaney gets tied up. So the alternating possession. Now here's the 2-1-2 pressure by St. Joe. You've got to see if the young Hermit guards, now Kenny Selby's in the game, Xavier Ernest in the game. Can the Hermit guards handle this pressure?
Good way to break the press there. Just Delaney who puts it up for an easy 2. That's a nice pass by Selby.
That's textbook right there.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Pat. That's textbook. Get the ball to the middle, make their defense, turn their defense into an advantage for you and push it the other way.
So here's Pierce to take it up. Finds Stafford up top, guarded by Selby. It's Brevard. Finds McGraw up top. Dishes back to Pierce. Pierce working the perimeter here. Fakes. Some good ball movement here from St. Joe's. And there's Pierce for 3. Just misses. Delaney with the rebound. Finds Fox, who's now on the breakaway. Ethan Fox goes up. That ball's nearly blocked, but no good.
So the Hermits early on are still pushing. Again, that's their game as well. So they're pushing back the other way. 8-6 lead.
It's Kenny Selby to inbound now for the Hermits. Hermits running what seems to be a box here under the rim. There's now Ernest with it. Ernest finds Palick up top. Palick over to Fox. Fox to Selby. Selby penetrates, dishes to Delaney. Delaney the jumper. That one's not going to fall for the Hermits. St. Joe from the arc. That one's going to roll just out. Ernest to Selby now. Selby taking it up the court. Finds Palick behind the arc. Palick fakes. Finds Delaney inside. Delaney using his size. Goes up with it, and that one's going to go.
Well, Delaney went to work in that low block against Holy Spirit. They're doing it again now. Matty with 8 of the Hermits' 10 points to start the game. It's a question of St. Joe if they were going to be able to handle the size inside. And so far, Delaney has done well on the block.
Now here's Stafford with it. Dishes to Pierce. Pierce penetrates. Outside. St. Joe once again taking their time on offense. Here's Pierce penetrating, puts it up, and that shot's going to fall for St. Joe's, keeping it nice and tight. And that's going to be a timeout.
Our first timeout here brought to you by the Ottinger Golf Group. Let Weddings by Ottinger wow you with 2 distinct venues, the beautiful Garden Pavilion at Scotland Run Golf Club or the Bay at historic Atlantic City Country Club. Now's the time to say I do. Visit ottingergolf.com. It'll also give us a chance to look at our keys to the game presented by Toyota of Vineland.
Yeah, this is our first look. We've talked about it a couple of times, but tempo of the game has got to be the #1 key. St. Joe wants to push the ball all the time. St. Augustine normally does, and I was interested to see that they're still going to play that game. So tempo and then penetration. Coach Rodeo has stressed stopping the penetration of St. Joe's guards to get into the paint if they can do that. And then the last thing is always a key for St. Augustine is to run their stuff, to run the stuff that they know can work, the stuff the coach has been running for years. Run that stuff, especially on his offense, and attack the rim.
And it looks like we'll get our first chance here to look at the big 6'10 freshman, Luke Bevilacqua.
First home varsity minutes. That's a big milestone. Now here's Selby to take the ball up.
Man-to-man now from St. Joe. They've switched up. Recognized by the Hermits. Selby at the point.
Fox finds Bev. Over to Ernest. Penetrates. Floater. No good. Now here's Pierce on the break. Pierce penetrates, goes up with it. Beautiful move there by Pierce, who's going to lay it in for 2. Horner on the inbound finds Fox. Fox with some pace here. Good move from Fox, but good defense from St. Joe's. Finds Luke Bev in the middle. Now it's out to Horner. Hermits holding for the last shot here. Selby up top. Finds Fox. Fox into Ernest. Jumper, but he's fouled on that. That's going to be 2 shots for Xavier Ernest.
Yeah, Coach Rodeo Jr. not going to be happy with that foul there. As Hermits are running it down, you foul the jump shooter. Ernest going to go to the line. Nice to see Luke Bevilacqua in the game, get his hands on it a little bit. It looks like they're playing behind him, so he's going to have the opportunity to do some things from the block.
Ernest, first shot rims out. With 5 seconds left in this first quarter. Ernest's second shot. That one falls.
Hermits going to pressure now in this last 5.
It's a good press from the Hermits. Here's Pierce, who looks to take the last shot. Dishes. That's a 3. No good. And that's going to conclude the first quarter. Once again, our Hermits score 11 and St. Joe Wildcats 10.
Today's broadcast is made possible by the generous support of our school community. We'll be bringing you the second quarter here in a minute, proudly brought to you by the Barbario and Rich Financial Services, helping individuals plan for a successful retirement since 1993. Building the foundation today for a brighter future tomorrow. For a complimentary retirement assessment, please call Lou Barbario at 609-926-3100.
Well, in the first quarter, we kind of saw what we thought we might see. Marcus Pierce has 9 of the 10 points for St. Joe. Matt Delaney with 8 of St. Augustine's 11 points. And this is, again, this is the type of a game. St. Joe wants to get up and down. They've gotten some shots. I think St. Augustine would rather St. Joe shoot the threes rather than have them penetrating. So far, they've had some open looks. They haven't gone yet. If they start to fall, that gets St. Joe into their pressure defense. So could be a little more difficult for St. Augustine if those threes start to fall for St. Joe.
And exactly. Both coaches, one of their keys was to control the tempo. And the best way to control the tempo is by scoring on the offensive end.
We weren't expecting anything less than a close game as Wildcats of St. Joe keeping it close to the Hermits, only down by 1 as they come into the second quarter. Now here's Thomas up top with it. Finds Brevard. Brevard back to Thomas. Thomas swings it to Brevard. Brevard penetrates. That's blocked by Horner, but Brevard's going to retain control of that. They're going to call a foul on St. Joe's there.
You watch the St. Augustine defense there. They're switching on almost everything. It's a little bit of a zone or a man-to-man type of a feel to it. But since the St. Joe guys all handle the ball, St. Augustine's switching on everything. Caused a little confusion that time and got the turnover.
Hermits starting lineup back in the game as Schleicher brings the ball up. Over to Palak, behind the arc. Palak fakes. Over to Schleicher, who's got an open 3. He's going to take that one. Not going to fall.
Well, you can see in St. Joe's defense, they're also giving up that three.
That was a good transition play there by St. Joe's as Pierce is fouled on the basket.
Well, they gave the shot to Sliker there. You know, there's certain players they're not going to. I don't think they're going to give Keith Palak a whole lot of wide open threes the way he shoots the ball. Nice job, Delaney.
Delaney forces the turnover there for the Hermits. It's a great defensive play by Matt Delaney. Hermits to inbound now.
Boy, I'd love to see them get the ball to Matty here in a little high-low. They worked it really well against Holy Spirit. Get John Horner to flash high and get it to Matt Delaney on the low block. High post is open.
He's got a big battle of size there in the middle. Darryl McGraw standing at 6'9", and Matt Delaney at 6'7". But obviously Delaney's got some more.
There it is.
Delaney fighting under the post there. That's some good work from Delaney. But that ball's going to turn for St. Joe's. Turnover by the Hermits.
A wide zone like St. Joe plays is going to leave gaps in there, especially in that high post. You get the ball there as they did to Palak. He got it to Delaney. Unfortunately, Matt fumbled with it.
Yeah, exactly. St. Joe closing out hard on shooters, going to leave that inside paint open.
Coach Rodeo Sr. not happy with the Hermits' turnovers. There's Pierce penetrates, dishes over to Stafford. Stafford fakes, goes in the middle. Just rolls out. That's unlucky. But Stafford retains control, finds McGraw down low. There's Keith Palak with a nice steal, but he's fouled.
I think that's one foul Coach Rodeo would rather have back. Palak with a one-handed pass ahead. He had John Horner breaking down the floor.
Horner showing us some of his skill there with that nice dunk after the whistle. Coach Rodeo not big on show, but Horner saw the opportunity.
Now extending St. Joe, extending their man-to-man.
Some good ball handling there from Schleicher. Finds Delaney back up top. Delaney now drives to the basket, and that one's just off. Good play there by Delaney penetrating. Now here's Stafford, takes it into the paint. Finds Pavard down low. Pavard. Delaney with the rebound. He finds Horner on the breakaway. Horner's under the net. Can't get anything from that. There's Palak now. Doesn't take the three. Into Brown, who's over to Delaney. Nearly turned over by the Hermits. Now here's Schleicher. Finds Horner in the corner. But that ball stolen by Pavard. He's got Thomas on the breakaway, but he's going to take it himself. And that one's going to fall. That's a good play there by Pavard.
Nice job by Pavard there as they pushed it back. They've had 2 or 3 have rolled out on him. That one they get to go. Man-to-man defense showing hurting the Hermits a little bit. They're a little bit confused on it.
So here's Delaney in the post. Puts that one up, but he's fouled. It's going to be 2 shots for Delaney there. Freshman Elijah Brown, he's been a little bit quiet today. Haven't seen a lot from him.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Elijah scored against Holy Spirit, so still looking for his first varsity points. Matt Delaney to the line.
Delaney shooting 2. The first shot's going to fall.
It's funny, I watched on that play, they called the foul on McGraw. Coach Rodeo Jr. was not happy, and it looked like his player kind of said to him, no, I fouled him. He kind of pointed to himself like it was a good call.
Delaney goes 2 for 2 on the line here. Now here's Pierce to take it up. Pierce guarded by Brown. Hermits now running a 2-3 zone.
And no matter what defense the Hermits are in, they're going to know where Pierce is.
Pierce is that prominent shooter for St. Joe's. There's a new face, Snyder, in the game. St. Joe's appear to be running a bit of a play. Pavard up top, back to Snyder. I like the patience we're seeing from St. Joe's on offense. Not rushing anything. Obviously, there's no shot clock in high school basketball, and patience is key as long as you can convert on those shots. Snyder finds Thomas. Thomas takes it back outside the arc, finds the open 3. He's going to take that one. Not going to fall off the rim. Schleicher with the rebound.
Good job by the Hermits. Stayed patient in their defense, didn't give up the penetration.
And Schleicher's going to go coast to coast. Beautiful play there from Jack Schleicher.
Great take
as he
by
lays
Jack.
that one in.
Jack Schleicher looking much more comfortable in the home surroundings here.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of nerves against Holy Spirit, but he looks to have his feet under him here today.
Here's Pierce now. Snyder with it. Finds Thomas. Thomas over to Pavard. Pavard pull-up jumper. Not going to fall. Haven't seen a lot of shots falling from either side in this game. Now here's Palak outside the arc. Takes the 3. Now it's not going to fall. Hermits have not scored from 3 tonight. Then Delaney takes it into the paint. They're going to call a charge there on Matt Delaney. That foul is drawn by Pavard.
Yeah, tough call there. It was hard to see. I couldn't tell if Matty had a little elbow or not. Didn't seem like a lot, but referee was right on top of it and made the call.
That'll be his second there. It's something to keep an eye on.
It's Pierce to take it up now. Once again, guarded by Brown. That's a good matchup. Snyder with it.
Hermit's starting to extend a little more now. You know, they've had a little bit of success in this defensively. Be careful. They don't want to get too far out. Don't leave too many lanes.
Now Pierce finds Stafford in the middle, whose shot is blocked. And that's going to be a turnover on St. Joe's. Hermits regain possession. Kenny Selby and Luke Bev checking back into the game for the Hermits.
Yeah, I think they're going to take Matty out with the 2 fouls. Hopefully they can stretch this 3 minutes with him, saving him with the foul trouble.
Selby replacing Schleicher. Finds Brown, who bobbles that ball. It's probably a little bit of the home nerves getting to him. It's Pierce taking it up again. Seen this many times tonight. Guarded by Selby.
Stay in front, stop the penetration, make the kick out.
Thomas over to Pierce, takes him to the middle, dishes to Stafford. Stafford over to Snyder, who takes the 3. Not going to fall. And now here's Selby on the fast break. And he finds Demara.
Well, we talk about tempo. St. Augustine wants to push it. There was a long rebound. Nice job by Selby to find Demara for the bucket.
Yeah, Demara getting out on the break there and laying it in, the young sophomore.
And that's Stafford who puts it up no good, but he's fouled.
Decent defense by Elijah on the initial move, and I think he just reached down on the shot.
Stafford's first shot no good, and after that foul, Elijah Brown's going to be subbed out.
We mentioned the youth of St. Augustine, obviously the 3 seniors, but another sophomore coming off the bench, and Ethan Fox, a nice shooter, providing a spark for the Hermits.
That gives them a chance with the made foul shot to set up in their pressure.
So now Selby taking the ball, pressured by Snyder. Haven't seen a press from either team tonight. Shamara, but that ball's bobbled, turned over, and here's Stafford to take it, and he lays that one in with ease. That's a good play there by Stafford to force the turnover.
Right there is what happens when you don't handle the ball well. That gets St. Joe out onto the break, and here we go again.
Another turnover for the Hermits. And that's Pavard who's going to convert that turnover into another bucket for St. Joe's, who've now got the momentum, causing a Hermits timeout.
Yeah, and Coach Rodeo taking a timeout there, brought to you by Toyota of Vineland. Toyota of Vineland applauds the efforts of St. Augustine Prep for safely, effectively resuming in-person instruction and athletic competition. They have incorporated the same effort towards serving their customers. If you're in the market for a new or used car or truck, now is the time to head over to Toyota of Vineland. They have an outstanding selection of vehicles to choose from. Any car or truck purchased this weekend earns a free Yeti travel mug for their new or used vehicle. Please mention this ad to qualify.
So I like the timeout by Coach Rodeo there, starting to get a little bit out of hand, handling the pressure. In the Keys, we talked about running our stuff. One of the things they need to run is their press break, and that's what they didn't do there the last 2 times down. Not handling the pressure the right way, getting the ball up the floor. We talked about it earlier. They beat the press, went right inside and scored. It's a little bit different. You got some younger players in the game now, but you still have to run the stuff, run that press break, get the ball up the floor, pound it inside, or pull it back out and run something. That fuels the St. Joe break if you can't handle the pressure.
Yeah, and exactly. Talking to Coach Rodeo on Sunday at practice, he said that in the Holy Spirit game, one of the biggest things he thought they needed to improve on was running their primary and secondary breaks.
St. Joe's forcing 2 turnovers there from the Hermits. They converted into 4 points to tie up the game when it looked like the Hermits had some momentum. St. Joe's taking back over. There's Snyder, lays that one in. St. Joe's continues to carry on their momentum.
It was an open shot there from Snyder, but he had Bevilacqua on the block, and maybe that jump shot's not what you need right now when St. Joe's on a run.
There's Selby penetrates, dishes to Bevilacqua, who's fouled before the shot, it appears.
Nice job by the big freshman. Draw the contact.
A little bit of confusion as to if that shot was underneath or in the action of shooting.
Schleicher back in for St. Augustine.
Hermits running a set piece. That game's going to be stopped.
Oh, wow. See, this is another one that's different. Because the referees aren't supposed to handle the ball, and right now the referee is handling the ball, I'm not sure why, they blow the whistle to start the play. He blew the whistle and then stopped the play to get the sub in.
Bevilacqua was blocked there, but Horner regains possession for the Hermits. Schleicher to Selby. Haven't seen that duo working up top. And that pass is high from Schleicher off the hands of Bevilacqua, and that's going to be another turnover on the Hermits.
Okay.
It's Pierce to take it up now. Good move there from Pierce. Pierce over to Stafford, who finds Thomas. St. Joe's running a play to Stafford. Penetrates. Back over to Pierce. Back to Stafford, who goes up with that. And that's going to be a foul on the Hermits.
Now they're going to call a goaltend on Luke Bevilacqua. He got it coming off of the backboard. Little different set. They go to a 5-out set there, so tough matchup there, or tough for someone to play inside, like someone of Bevilacqua's size.
Dom Pilecchia checking in for St. Augustine. This is our first year getting to see Dom transfer from St. Joe Prep last year. Missed last season due to ACL tear, so it's good to see him back on the floor.
I think Coach thinks to go to the senior here to get a little more leadership out on the floor.
Selby drives. Finds Pilecchia. Over to Horner. Bevilacqua in the post. Doesn't get it. Selby back up top with it. Penetrates. And he's going to dish that one to Bevilacqua, who goes up with the slam. Luke Bevilacqua there. Nice dish from Selby.
That's one way to get your first varsity points.
Exactly right, Pat. You're going to get your first two. Let's take them with a slam. Nice pass from Selby to set him up.
Almost brought the rim down there.
Now here's Thomas with it. Pierce St. Joe's is going to be holding for the last shot of the half.
Coach Rodeo will take that too. He's protected Matt Delaney for the last 3 minutes with his 2 fouls.
Stafford penetrating. Finds Favard, who goes up, but he's fouled with 3.5 seconds remaining in the half.
And that foul is caused by the penetration. As St. Joe's gets into the lane, you got guys stepping up to take away the penetration. Someone else doesn't rotate down, and you get the foul. I believe that was that on Horner?
Yeah, it's his first.
It's Favard shooting 2. First shot rolls in.
3.5 seconds, not enough time for them to get up a decent quality shot.
Now the Hermits, Keith Powell chucking up the last shot of the half. That one's not going to fall. And that's going to conclude our first half here from Rodeo Gym. Hermits trailing at the half by 3. The Wildcats of St. Joe's with 22 and the Hermits of St. Augustine Prep with 19.
After these messages, please stay tuned for the Richmond Rowdies half-court shootout, brought to you by Premier Orthopedics. Premier Orthopedics, the official orthopedic provider for Hermits Athletics, with offices throughout the southern New Jersey area.
Hi, I'm Frankie Ray with the Hermits Broadcasting Club, and today we're shooting half-court shots. So, I'm here with
Jake Caselli.
Okay, now, before you take a shot, we're going to have you hand sanitize up. So, while you're hand sanitizing, how do you think the hand sanitizer is going to affect the arc of the shot?
Well, it could be a little bit slippery, which is a concern, but no excuses today.
Okay, so Jake, I want you to pick up the ball and shoot your first shot. And it's up. Oh, off the board. Well, it was good having you. On to the next one. I'm here with Damian Rodriguez, who's a senior. He's been shooting a half-court shot. How do you think the crowd is going to affect your shot?
Well, the crowd here today is looking pretty good, but you know what? It's not going to affect me. Let's get ready.
Okay, guys, calm down. You haven't shot yet. Now, pick a ball off your hand sanitized. Now, while he's hand sanitizing, I'd just like to say this shot is brought to you by Premier Orthopedics. So, pick a ball. You're shooting that way. That's it. And the shot's up. It's looking good. Oh!
Dominic on corner.
Okay, you're going to shoot the half-court shot today, so get some hand sanitizer and take your shot. The shot's off. Oh, it's a little left. Okay, I'm here with Jersey. He's about to hand sanitize up and pick up the ball and start shooting.
Ace in a row.
And it's up. Oh, it's a little long. I'm here with senior Luke Salmon, who's about to take shots after he hand sanitizes. So, while you're hand sanitizing, are you confident you're going to make this shot?
Very confident.
The shot's up. Oh. Little short, long line though. I'm here with senior Brian DeFermi. He's going to hand sanitize up while I ask him some questions. So, do you think the emptiness of this room is going to affect the shot?
I'm going to make the shot first try.
First try, he says. Let's see it then. And shot one is up. It looks good. Oh! I'm here with wrestling star Mike Lucido. So run your hand sanitizer with that. Now, how do you think the temperature in the room is going to affect the ball?
It's not.
Well, it's a very decisive answer there. Let's see it. Shot one. It's up. A little. Way short.
What's up? I'm Tom McCormick on the varsity basketball team, and I got to hit this half-court shot real quick.
I'm Frankie Wren, signing off. Back to Rodeo Jim.
Toyota of Vineland, family owned and operated for over 30 years. We have the cars and trucks you need at the price you want.
South Jersey's positive radio station is Pop FM 99.9, Power of Positivity, with local news, weather, and events in Gloucester, Salem, and Cumberland. Streaming online at popfm999.com. On Pop FM, you have the power to keep it positive.
We are a family business. Myself and my wife wait on 90% of the customers who walk in the door. So you're going to get somebody who's going to help you who knows something about the floor covering business. But we specialize in carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, area rugs, and a service. When we stock a lot of rolls of carpet, buying from the roll as a customer, you save money. I am very proud to own Richland Carpet, and I am very proud of the selection and the service that we provide.
And we are back in Rodeo Gym, ladies and gentlemen, to kick off the second half of today's presentation. We would like to thank all of our Hermit Pride sponsors for their continued support of Hermit Athletics and the Hermits Broadcasting Channel. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed our very first halftime show presented by Hermits Broadcasting. So, Coach Cat, let's review the first half with some halftime stats powered by Richland Carpet and Flooring.
Well, St. Augustine in that second quarter did a nice job of taking away Marcus Pierce. He had 9 points in the first quarter, didn't score in the second quarter. I'm sure that's going to be a point of emphasis for St. Joe and Coach Rodeo Jr. He had 6 points from Jason Prevard, 2 points from Antonio Snyder. I said 9 from Pierce and 5 from Jordan Stafford to get their 22 points. For St. Augustine, they led the way. Matt Delaney led the way with 10 points. He did sit that last 3 minutes of the second quarter with the 2 fouls. So the Hermits were able to, I'll say they were able to negotiate it, but they lost their lead during that time. But at least he came out of the first half with only the 2 fouls. Jack Schleicher had 4, 2 for Jared Demara, 1 for Xavier Ernest, and 2 big points. His first for Luke Bevilacqua, almost pulled the basket down on his first bucket.
There's a couple things to look at from the first half. There's been some slow shooting from both sides. St. Joe's not making a lot of their jumpers, and same for the Hermits. And the Hermits with a lot of turnovers, which Coach Rodeo is not happy about. Hopefully they can clean up their act in the second half tonight.
Yeah, just looking over the stats from Christian Basil, St. Augustine with 9 turnovers in the first half, and that's something that back in the Holy Spirit game, they wound up turning over 19 times. So look for them to push to clean that up here in the second half.
I would say, and again, I don't have the exact stats, but I would think very few of the 22 points that St. Joe has came off of their set offense. The majority of what they had came off the break, came off a St. Augustine turnover. They call it a live ball turnover. When they do that, here comes St. Joe picking off a pass or a turnover by one of the St. Augustine guards, and back comes St. Joe the other way. That's what they did at the end of that second quarter to get back into it. And you see they feed off of that. They feed off the steal. They feed off of the press. They get right back into it. We've seen that from St. Augustine teams for a long time, and this St. Joe team is a mirror of that as well. So from the St. Augustine side, you have to look at, one, cut down on the turnovers, but get back to running your stuff. They got away from that. In that second quarter, they didn't run their offense.
3-1 here from St. Joe.
Palak from the corner, catch and shoot. That shot's not going to fall. Hermits have yet to make a 3 tonight. They're cold from outside of the arc. Here's Stafford over to Snyder. Snyder for 3. Rims out. And there's Palak. A beautiful pass down to Horner, and he just goes up and misses the slam. Coach Rodeo kicking over his chair. He's not going to be happy after that one.
You don't get many looks like that.
Horner decided to go for the ambitious dunk there. Could have taken the easy layup, and I'm sure that's what's ticking Coach Rodeo off. Start the half. Here's Pierce up top with it. Pierce drives on Palak. Turns around. Floats that one up. No good. Rebound Delaney.
Decent job by Palak to use his feet.
Delaney turns it over.
Turnover.
There's Pierce. Over to Thomas, who goes up. St. Joe's looking for the foul. No foul called. Nonetheless, that's still a great bucket there from Dom Thomas.
Again, just the turnover. We just talked about that at halftime. Turning the ball over turns into 2 points.
And here's Delaney from outside the arc. And that's going to go. Delaney for 3. The first 3 of the game. For the Hermits tonight. And who better to make it than Matt Delaney?
Well, Matt Delaney on that trail as he's coming down, that's a shot that he'll take, a shot that John Horner will take, and that's one the Hermits needed.
Can't say we expected Matt Delaney to make the first 3 of tonight, because the Hermits have some notable shooters like Elijah Brown, Jack Schleicher, and Keith Palak. Nonetheless, the Hermits will take the 3 points.
Yeah, and that does more than just give the Hermits 3 points. That forces St. Joe to have to close out a little more on Matt Delaney, opening up the inside.
It's Thomas with it up top. Makes a good move. Finds Snyder. Snyder over to Stafford. St. Joe's working outside the arc. Here's
Nice
Pavard.
job by Ernest to cut down the penetration.
St. Joe's taking it slow on offense, like we saw in the first half. Here's Thomas up top with it. St. Joe's not able to penetrate the Hermits' defense. Coach Rodo's got to be happy with that one. There's Snyder, the deep 3, no good. That's great defense by the Hermits, forcing Snyder to take that deep outside shot. And Schleicher over to Delaney. Delaney up top once again, and he's going to get that one to go. That's 2 threes in a row from the top of the key from Matt Delaney.
Nice job by Jack Schleicher. He penetrates in, kicks it back out. And, Pat, you're right. That's something now St. Joe's going to have to adjust to that. I'm sure going in they were going to give Matt Delaney that shot. They can't give it to him any longer.
Hermits regain their lead here as Pierce brings the ball up top for St. Joe's. Pierce finds Snyder, pull-up jumper, and they're going to call a travel there on Snyder.
Nice job by Delaney to show on defense there. Forcing the turnover. Matt Delaney looking to call a play. I think whatever play he's looking to call is going to have him shoot another three.
Schleicher now taking it up. Drives. It's a good move. Schleicher penetrates the middle. He's going to bring that one up, but he's fouled. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Good penetration there from Schleicher.
Yeah, it's a good hard foul there by Antonio Snyder.
Boy, Pat, that's just a totally different player right now for Jack Schleicher, just from the opener to this. So much more confident in his ball handling, penetration. Good to see. Nice to see him bounce back.
Yeah, absolutely. He's seeing the floor a lot better tonight and making those passes that we didn't really see on Saturday. But it's great that we're seeing it today.
Coach Rodeo just shows that he's faithful in his players. Even after Schleicher didn't have a great performance, he still got the start tonight.
Yeah, got to be tough. I mean, sophomore coming in on a senior-dominated team. 0 for 2, though, from the foul line. That hurts.
Here's Brevard to take it up, makes a move, finds Thomas. Thomas over to Pierce. Pierce to Stafford in the corner. Stafford fakes, pull-up jumper. A lot of floaters tonight from St. Joe's. That one doesn't fall. There's Palak, finds Horner in transition. Horner this time slams it. That's a nice flush from Horner.
He wasn't going to miss it again. John Horner, I think that's his first 2 of the game.
Sure, like we were, Coach Rodeo was also holding his breath when Horner went up for that dunk.
Not something I expected to see the Hermits running like that, but that's what they had open.
It's a good fake there from Pierce, who goes up with it and takes us 2. Got Horner off his feet, and that's going to be a timeout. First of the half.
Timeout by St. Joe's is brought to you by the Ottinger Golf Group. 1 membership, 1 price. Atlantic City Country Club, Scotland Run Golf Club, and Ballamore Golf Club. 3 award-winning golf courses as one family. Now's the time to become a member. Visit ottingergolf.com.
Well, you see Marcus Pierce getting that bucket there and the quick timeout. I mean, he is a prolific scorer. This is a young man that came into the season as a senior. He's already scored 1,000 points in his career. That's 1,026. And he's come in and he started the first 2 games with big-time points, 27 against Hammonton, 26 against Millville. So the Hermits have done a decent job keeping him down, but a scorer like that you can't keep down forever.
Hermits have regained their lead here to kick off the second half. Going to inbound the ball from their own end. St. Joe now incorporating just a little bit of a press here.
A little bit of man press. Let's see if they jump it or if they just play it straight up man to man. Schleicher beats it.
It's Rodriguez pressuring Schleicher, forcing a turnover. That ball's going to go the other end for St. Joe's.
A little bit over penetration maybe that time by Schleicher. He loses the handle as he was going up.
Now here's Pierce to take it up once again. Pierce over to Brevard. Brevard to Thomas. Working around the arc. Here's Brevard. Penetrates. Goes up. Euro step. No good. Horner with the rebound. Horner finds Schleicher. Spraying it back up. Guarded by Rodriguez. There's Ernest for 3, leaving him open. And Xavier Ernest makes St. Joe's pay as he takes 3.
Yeah, Coach Rodeo leaning to the senior in this second half to get the start in the second half. Xavier Ernest with a spark off the bench.
Thomas with it up top. Finds Pierce, guarded by Schleicher. Some good D from the Hermits. Schleicher, that's some good D, forcing a turnover as Pierce walks there.
Yeah, decent job of the defense by St. Augustine there. Pierce got ahead of himself a little, looking for that penetration. You know, again, a good scorer. So far, he's been stifled a little bit.
There's Schleicher to bring it up, guarded by Stafford. Schleicher showing a good bit of ball handling here. That's another turnover there from Schleicher. Could be costly. Pierce goes in. And he lays that one in.
And you can't let him get going that way as well. Here's the Hermits almost and do turn it over.
So those costly turnovers we were talking about as Thomas goes in with it and lays that one in. St. Joe's looking for a foul once again. Coach Rodeo Jr. not happy. Now here's Schleicher to bring it up.
Well, that's those runs that they're going to get. You have to avoid those runs, the turnovers, and there is another one by St. Augustine.
This momentum is killing St. Augustine as St. Joe's in transition, but they don't get that one to go. That ball's going to stay for St. Joe's. Here's Kenny Selby checking into the game for Schleicher.
St. Joe, a dangerous team when they get on this mini run, as they just did there to tie this up at 30.
So now here's Thomas with it up top. Finds Pierce in the middle. Pierce brings it outside. Finds Brevard. Guarded by Delaney. Now here's Pierce, top of the arc. Over to Thomas. Finds Rodriguez for three, and that one's going to fall. St. Joe's taking back this lead. This is a game that we surely can't predict the outcome of. Just switching sides constantly. Momentum going both ways.
But here's an opportunity there. The Hermits could have pushed the ball up or at least run their secondary break out of it. They didn't. They walked it up.
Selby penetrates. Rebound Palak, who dishes to Delaney. And he's going to get the N1. Big showing tonight from Matt Delaney. Possibly another three-point play for him.
Well, when you're struggling like they are right now, my thought would be you go to your player, you go to your guy, your D1 guy, and get him the basketball. Well, in that case, he just went and got it himself. He went and got the offensive rebound. Possibility of the three-point play to pull back even.
Yeah,
here's Delaney from the line.
Matt Delaney, the American University signee, had a great offseason, worked hard in the weight room, and it shows how strong he is.
Absolutely. He looks great out there, and he's playing hard.
So here's Pierce with it for St. Joe's, taking his time up top. It's Thomas. Over to Rodriguez.
The Hermits will live with all this penetration on the or passing on the outside. That's one they don't want.
That's Thomas with the pull-up jumper for St. Joe's. St. Joe's lead by 3. Elijah Brown checking back into the game for the Hermits, getting some more minutes. And there's Horner, post move, little spin. That's a good bucket from John Horner.
And I love that set because John Horner had a mismatch on size. They're going to find some mismatch somewhere. The Hermits spotted that, went to John Horner. Nice move. Good post move inside by Horner for the bucket.
In these couple lineups, Hermits definitely have the advantage in size. That's good defense from Elijah Brown. Finds Rodriguez up top. Rodriguez over to Stafford. Stafford finds Pierce from the arc. Drives. Goes up, no good.
That's a great pass there on that rebound.
That's Brevard for 2. Here's Elijah Brown, pulls up. Just rolls in and out. And here's Pierce now. He's got some space in the arc, but he drives, takes it in. It's a nice lob, and that one's going to go in for Pierce.
Pierce starting to heat up. Decent job by Palak to stay in front. But Pierce is just too good of a scorer.
Yeah, this pressure from St. Joe is really slowing St. Augustine down.
Here's Selby now. Nearly another turnover. Brown takes it in, draws the foul, and one. And that's Elijah Brown's first points as a Hermit. He's going to go to line for a possible three-point play. Another great way to start off his career, like his fellow freshman, Luke Bev.
Well, nice way for Elijah to finally get off the schneid, get his first bucket, gets the harm, possibly the three-point play here.
And Brown converts on that. Made foul shot. It's a great way to start off his career as a Hermit.
St. Joe going to hold for one here.
It's Pierce taking it up, taking his time. Wouldn't be surprised to see Pierce take this final shot.
Yeah, look for a high screen for Pierce and coming off.
It's Brevard with the pick on Selby. Pierce is going to take it in. Euro step, puts that one up. That's a great move from Marcus Pierce. It's another turnover by the Hermits. That one on the freshman, Luke Bev.
So with .2 on it, the only thing they can get here is a tip in. Coach Rodeo Jr. looking for.
Hermits have got their big man, Luke Bevilacqua, under the rim.
Again, the only thing they can get is a tip in here, so they just have to watch for that play.
And that's going to conclude the third quarter. St. Joe's coming out on top this quarter as they lead 41-37.
We know our Richland Rowdies can't physically be here with us, and our Hermit parents can't be here physically with us. So in our best efforts, we're bringing you some videos of our honorary Richland Rowdies, our Hermit senior parents.
Go Hermits! Love you, Tom.
Tom, we're so proud of you. We want you to have a successful winning season with you and all of your teammates. Enjoy your senior year. It's a great time for you, and we want you to have a lot of fun with all your great guys. Go Hermits.
Yay,
Let's go.
Hermits. Good luck. Love you.
And welcome back to Richland. Thank you to our senior parents. We're getting ready here for our Benjamin F. Edwards third quarter.
Correction, that's actually the Benjamin F. Edwards fourth quarter. Last quarter of the game tonight. St. Joe's coming in on top, 41-37.
I'm thinking Coach Rodeo would like for it to go back to the third quarter because that was not the way to end it. That was, they allowed St. Joe's pressure to up the tempo back to where St. Joe wants, and they get on those runs, those 5-7 point runs where they turn it up on their defensive side, and they've been converting. Pierce is back in the game at 8 quick points there in that third quarter, 17 for the game.
Wow. Hermits are not happy with that call. Looking for a walk from Pierce, but they do not get that call. You can say both roadies are not happy with the refs tonight. And here's Pierce holding. St. Joe's don't got to rush anything, can take their time as they lead by 4. It's Thomas up top. Thomas drives, goes to the hoop, no good. It's rebounded by Brevard, who goes up, blocked by Horner. Rebounded by Palick, and now the Hermits on a fast break. Here's Selby, finds Ernest, who goes up, and that's an and one for the Hermits. That's a big play from Xavier Ernest.
Great look there by Kenny Selby.
Well, it started off with the rebound. Palick gets the ball out quickly. Selby and Ernest run the 2-on-1 break perfectly, get the bucket and the foul.
So here's Ernest shooting 2 for the Hermits. Second time on the line tonight. Went 1 for 2 his first. Ernest goes up. First shot's going to fall. Oh, I'm sorry, the only shot's going to fall for a 3-point play from Xavier Ernest. Hermits running their man D. Here's Pierce. Comes to the middle, makes a move, dishes. Finds Stafford on the outside.
Nice
back
job
to Pierce.
by Selby there on the penetration.
Pierce finds Thomas under the hoop. And he's fouled. Going to go to the line to shoot 2.
You can't allow loose balls or rebounds like that. You can't allow St. Joe to out-scrap you for that play. That just turns into a foul. That's going to be a foul on Delaney. That's now his third. We are in the fourth quarter, but still that third foul.
Especially if this game goes to overtime, as it very well could. Delaney could be running into some foul trouble.
And again, on the foul line, St. Joe now gets the opportunity off on the make to run their press.
And that's Thomas going 2 for 2 from the line. Selby to bring it up from the Hermits.
I would love to see something run here to get the ball to Matt Delaney. Get the ball into Delaney's hands.
It's the fourth quarter in a close game. Coach Rodeo has taken out his freshmen and sophomores. It's only juniors and seniors in the lineup.
Nice job. Nice take there. Ernest playing well here. Giving the Hermits a spark. Now you got to get the stop on the defensive side. Down
Pierce.
1.
Finds Thomas. Thomas makes a move. Rodriguez over to Pierce. Thomas looking to post up on Delaney. Doesn't get it. Ernest with some good defense.
I would be denying the ball back to Pierce right now. Don't let him get it back.
See Pierce floating in and out of the middle there, looking for possibly a floater. That's Brevard, dishes over to Stafford, who finds Pierce from behind the arc. Doesn't take it. Now there's Stafford for 3, and that one's going to fall. It's a big point there for St. Joe's.
That's a huge shot there. Nice work by St. Joe to finally get that shot. They go to a 4-point lead.
Selby over to Ernest up top. Ball's back to Selby.
Got to get the ball to Matty. There he is.
Hermits have 4 points to make up in this fourth quarter as they find Horner in the corner, who fakes it and then goes back to three but doesn't fall. They're going to call a foul there on the Hermits. That's on number 11, Keith Palick.
It's a straight man-to-man by St. Joe. You should just be running one of your options, get the ball into exactly where you want it to go. It's a big stop here. Hermits coming up on 5 minutes, down 4. Extending a little, more straight man now. Looks more like a straight man look from St. Augustine.
Coach Rodeo leaning on the experience from Xavier, Ernest, and Kenny Selby.
Nice job by Palick to come back with the steal. Got to convert.
It's a great pickpocket. Selby in transition puts it up. No good. Delaney with the putback, and that's a good bucket from Matt Delaney.
Well, I'm going to keep calling for him to get the ball to Matt. Matt's just going to go get it himself as he followed that up. Selby was looking for the foul. Delaney follows it up. 2-point game. Need another stop here. Closing into 4.5 minutes.
There's Pierce, drives, puts that one up. He's going to be fouled. Now Pierce to the line to shoot 2. It's a dangerous shooter. Not a great foul there from the Hermits. Pierce is more than capable of sinking both of these free throws.
You know, at some point you do have to come out of that zone, which they did, extended it back into man-to-man. Selby getting the job of having to play Pierce.
Here's Schleicher checking in for Selby. Sophomores getting their first couple reps in this fourth quarter. Here's Pierce, goes 2 for 2 from the line. Brings the game back to 4.
Back to a 2-3 zone now, St. Joe.
Warner finds Ernest in the middle.
Nice
Fakes, goes
job.
up with it, draws the foul. Oh, and that just rolls out. It's a good play there from Xavier Ernest. Attempting to draw the foul, get that and one, but he's still got 2 shots from the line.
Smart play by Ernest, gets the pump fake. Would love to see that roll go in. Now he's got to make the 2 here.
Yeah, another kid who worked very hard this offseason for this opportunity this year.
Ernest's first shot falls.
Now, Hermit's got an opportunity here with the foul line. I would like to see maybe you sub for D here. You're going to have to play man-to-man. Not the best man-to-man defensive team they've got on the floor now. They're big, and they're going to. There's Matt Delaney again.
Delaney looking to keep the ball, but that ball's going to be St. Joe ball.
So now 2-2-1 pressure, St. Augustine. They're going to look for 2 trapping spots just around the half-court area. Oh, Schleicher almost had it.
Schleicher and Ernest on the press. St. Joe's breaks the press.
Can't leave him alone.
Finds Thomas in the corner. Thomas
Good
double
trap.
teamed.
Nice job. Good trap there by St. Augustine in the corner. Forces the timeout.
It's a good timeout there from St. Joe's.
Yeah, Coach Rodeo calling a timeout in the nick of time there. Presented by Benjamin F. Edwards. Peter Tampolini for Benjamin Edwards, Investments for Generations.
It's a minute-long timeout here. Hermits down by 3. This game's going to come down to the wire here.
Well, it's kind of what we're going to expect it to be. It's just St. Augustine now is going to have to come out of that comfort of the 2-3 matchup. They've been playing most of the way. Probably have to go more man-to-man here. Look for St. Joe. They should know it coming out. They should know exactly what they want to run coming out of this.
It's going to be St. Joe's ball coming into these final minutes of the fourth quarter.
Interesting to see. In the past, the Hermits would do something different here. Trap out of this, coming out of a timeout, do something different. Let's see what they do here against this St. Joe team. A dangerous team to trap against because they got so many opportunities to penetrate into the lane.
Here's Brevard to inbound.
Good deny.
Finds Pierce, guarded by Schleicher. Pierce holding. Drives. Dishes over to Thomas, who's guarded by Ernest.
Hermits looking to, this is their look, the look they're looking is to trap right here.
And here's Brevard with it up top. Good defense from Palick. Nearly trapped there by Schleicher, but they broke it.
That's supposed to be a trap there, but St. Joe team is too quick for that.
Good defense from the Hermits. As Xavier Ernest with the tip. Can he save it? Keeps it in, but that's recovered by Pierce. And now here's St. Joe's in transition. They've got numbers. Finds Rodriguez from the corner. This is a big shot, and he sinks it.
Huge shot there by Rodriguez, and the lead is up to 6.
Schleicher with it. Hermits have got to move quickly. Got to make some good defensive plays.
3 minutes left.
Now here's Delaney in the post. Puts it up. That one's blocked. Blocked by Stafford. Now here's Rodriguez in transition. Goes up for it. Good move. Doesn't going to fall. And that ball's going to stay.
Well, that's a very questionable call
yeah,
right there.
I'm not sure how.
Almost positive I saw that roll off the hands of Brevard.
Well, again.
Ref must have saw different. St. Joe's with a 6-point lead now.
6-point lead, 2:53 left in the game, and the Hermits offensively just don't look comfortable. And they aren't, obviously, they're not pushing the ball. They're not getting the opportunity to push it. St. Joe looks much more comfortable on the offensive end in the second half here, and especially in this fourth quarter, than they did earlier.
Yeah, this St. Augustine timeout brought to you by IWM3 Welding, Manufacturing, and Mechanical, providing process, plant mechanical, construction, and maintenance services.
It's a minute-long timeout. St. Augustine needs some time to talk it over.
So St. Augustine, Coach Roeder going a little bit more defense here. Goes back to Elijah Brown, goes back to Kenny Selby. Also,
Jared
like Jared DeMara. Yeah, I was looking to see the other one that's going to come in. Look for the Hermits to trap, something different out of this, coming out of this set. They've done a decent job denying off the inbound, but haven't come up with the steal. If you're St. Joe, you just have to protect the basketball now. 3 minutes, up 6. Protect the basketball.
St. Joe sticking with the 5 that started the half for them. Here's Stafford to inbound. Coach Rodeo calling for some face guarding from the Hermits. Here's Brevard, drives on Demara. He's going to draw the foul there. Demara had his feet moving a little bit. It's going to be a block. Stafford to inbound. Finds Rodriguez. Over to Brevard. St. Joe's just got to possess a little bit here to run that clock. Stafford guarded by Palak. It's Pierce guarded by Selby. Looking to trap Pierce here. But he breaks it, finds Stafford. Over to Brevard, who's down under the basket. And he's going to go up and convert for 2.
Nice job by St. Joe moving the ball against the pressure.
Here's Selby now. St. Joe's leads by 8. They're going to call a walk on Selby. That's a costly turnover with only 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the half. Hermits pressing. Pressing 4. Here's Selby.
Difficult to press against the athleticism of St. Joe.
They're going to call a foul on Demara there. St. Joe's has got to be close to shooting some 1-on-1s here. Hermits have committed a lot of fouls here in the fourth quarter. Coach Rodeo calling for some aggressive defense. Here's Brevard with it now. Drives. He's going to put that one up and not going to fall. Rebound Delaney. Delaney in transition. Finds Palak from the corner. And that one's going to fall. That's a good 3-point shot.
Yeah, that's a huge shot there by Palak because the Hermits they had nothing going on the offensive side.
Hermits cut the St. Joe lead to 5.
They got fortunate on the miss by St. Joe. Not really sure that if that's the shot that Coach Rodeo from St. Joe wanted in that situation. All right, Hermits now have to be going back offense, defense, because now what you're looking at is you're pressing, trying to trap, and if they break over half court, now you got to start looking at foul. It's a 5-point lead for St. Joe. You have to extend the game the best that you can here. So you're looking for traps. Once it gets over half court, I think you are already at this part. I think you got to start looking for fouls.
Here's Ethan Fox checking in for the Hermits.
You're still 2 away from 1-and-1.
Stafford to inbound for St. Joe's.
Face guard on the inbound, and then trap. No trap coming.
Hermits going all out on the press.
Yeah, but they didn't trap. They were calling for the trap. No one went.
Defensive breakdowns, that's costly.
That's a good job. Bad job by St. Joe taking the shot. Hermits come up with it.
Selby over to Brown, puts it up, but that shot's blocked. Brown recovers his own. And now here's Ernest from the corner. He's going to rim out. Elijah Brown working hard to get that rebound, but he doesn't.
Same thing. Got to pressure and trap. And you got to really start looking to foul with 122.
Yeah, St. Joe looking here for strictly layups.
Hermits have got a foul. St. Joe wasting a decent amount of time. Not shooting.
Foul. Foul.
One of the Hermits going to foul. And finally, St. Joe's calls a timeout. Hermits wasting a decent amount of time by not fouling.
Yeah, you can hear St. Augustine bench calling a foul for about 15 seconds there.
Well, again, in that situation, you're coming up. You need to know coming right out of it that when you're going to trap and if it's a foul right away. Everybody on the floor needs to know that game plan going in if that's where you're going to go. Same thing here. Just comes in, you're face guarding on the inbound. First guy I would trap and then foul. And then you just got to play the hoping game that St. Joe's going to miss foul shots. Because if I'm St. Joe, I'm not taking a shot unless it's a wide open layup.
Exactly 1 minute remaining in this fourth quarter. St. Joe's leads by 5. Jack Schleicher looking to check in for the Hermits for Selby.
Surprised that they let him come in. He normally would have to be at the table before. Yeah.
Pierce, pressure by Schleicher. Hermits looking to double Pierce. And he's going to be fouled. That foul's on Keith Palick. It's a good foul, smart foul.
One more here before St. Joe gets in the bonus.
Roughly 54 seconds remaining.
That's the other reason why you had the foul, because you weren't even in the 1-and-1 yet.
Exactly.
And they're going to foul.
You got to be careful there. You can't just grab them around the waist. Go for the ball. If you swipe at the ball, if you get it, fine. If not, they call the foul.
Possibly force a turnover, turn into a transition bucket. Now here's Thomas from the line to shoot 2. Makes his first 1-on-1.
Big
He's gonna get the second
here.
shot.
Yeah, big shot here. If he makes this, it's a 3-possession game.
And that shot's going to fall. Thomas not feeling the pressure. Now here's Horner to check in for Ernest. Hermits putting in their big 3 here. Their big 3 with the most experience. It's a great idea. There's only 40 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Schleicher possessing up top, finds Palick. Palick nearly gets trapped, but pulls up. Not going to fall. Horner looking for the rebound, but doesn't get it. St. Joe's is going to be fouled. It's another smart foul here from the Hermits. It's Dom Thomas shooting his 1-on-1. That one's going to roll out. Hermits got lucky with that. Here's Schleicher. Finds Delaney. Back to Schleicher. To Fox. In the corner. Fox. And that one's going to fall. Fox, one of the Hermits' notable shooters.
Gives the Hermits a little bit of a chance here, but a 4-point game with 25 seconds, same thing. You got to play it the same way. But again, you got to come out of this timeout with all 5 guys knowing exactly what you want coming out, whether it's a trap or a foul right away. Face guard the inbound. Once the ball gets inbounds, you trap one time and then foul. Swipe at the ball. Go hard at the arm. If you get a steal, fine. If not, the foul, and you go down and shoot the fouls. You can't even be choosy as to who you're going to foul.
Coach Rodeo taking a timeout there after Ethan Fox's 3. That's a big 3 there from the sophomore Ethan Fox. Now Elijah Brown and Xavier Ernest checking in for the Hermits. Taking out Palick and Horner. Stafford to inbound. Hermits looking to press, going all out defensively. There's Ethan Fox with the smart foul. Now here's Palick to check back in. Hermits doing a lot of subs, putting in their defensive players on defense and their offensive players on offense. It's Marcus Pierce, a guy that the Hermits do not want to see on the line very often, as he is a lights-out shooter. Be surprised to see him miss this. First shot for Pierce falls. Extends the St. Joe's lead to 5. This to make it a 6-point game. Rolls in and out. Delaney with the rebound. Over to Schleicher. Schleicher taking it up. Looking for a shot. That's good defense from Pierce. Schleicher over to Fox. Fox makes a good move. Pulls up from 3. Ethan Fox. It's going to be an air ball.
Good defense by St. Joe there.
Hermits trying to get their ball to their shooter, Ethan Fox. That shot selection, not the greatest, though.
Well, again, we came down and Fox just had to try to rush up a shot.
Only 6 seconds remaining in this game. St. Joe's up by 5. First shot's not going to fall. This shot to make it a 6-point game. Still a 2-possession game. And that shot's going to fall. St. Joe's leads by 6. Hermits are going to need 2 lucky threes. Schleicher pulls up. No good. And that should do it. The conclusion of this game, St. Joe's coming out on top over our own St. Augustine Prep Hermits, 57-51. Coach Rodeo Jr. getting the win over his father, Coach Rodeo Sr. And that's going to do it. Not in total for the stream tonight, as we will be back to discuss the Toyota of Vineland player of the game after this quick break.
Hi, this is Dr. Patel of Atlantic Medical Imaging. February is the month of Valentine's and also American Heart Month. It's a good reminder of the importance of monitoring yours and your family's heart health. Each year, about 1.1 million Americans suffers a heart attack. At Atlantic Medical Imaging, we perform a revolutionary imaging exam called coronary CT angiography, a dramatic breakthrough in the detection of heart disease. Coronary CTA is a non-invasive imaging technique used to visualize disease in the coronary arteries, the source of heart attacks and sudden death. Atlantic Medical Imaging is a world leader in coronary CTA. We have the largest case experience in coronary CTA anywhere. With a supporting staff devoted to your dignity and health, our board-certified radiologists are dedicated to bringing you the most advanced medical imaging in the world. Call the imaging experts at 609-677-X-ray and visit us on the web at atlanticmedicalimaging.com. Atlantic Medical Imaging. Experience you can trust.
We are a family business. Myself and my wife wait on 90% of the customers who walk in the door. So you're going to get somebody who's going to help you. He knows something about the floor covering business. But we specialize in carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, area rugs, and a service. When we stock a lot of rolls of carpet, buying from the roll as a customer, you save money. I am very proud to own Richland Carpet, and I am very proud of the selection and the service that we provide.
South Jersey's positive radio station is Pop FM 99.9, Power of Positivity, with local news, weather, and events in Gloucester, Salem,
And we welcome you back from that brief commercial break. Here's Pat Corl to tell us the Toyota Vineland player of the game.
Yeah, our Toyota Vineland player of the game tonight is Matt Delaney. He led the Hermits tonight.
20 points for Matt Delaney. Had a couple of threes there when the Hermits offense was a little bit stagnant. He did it inside. He did it outside. Just wasn't enough tonight in the loss. Matt Delaney, our Toyota of Vineland player of the game.
Impressive performance tonight from Delaney. Obviously sunk some key threes here for the Hermits. Got their shooting started. And I think overall, he made the most of his talents. Obviously the team didn't play to their full potential. But Matt Delaney, although the team did not get a win, could go home tonight with a smile on his face.
Yeah, Matty did what we expected him to do tonight, just like he did against Holy Spirit. St. Joe did rattle St. Augustine. That was the turning point in this game, was the pressure that St. Joe was able to put on the Hermits.
Yeah, I think as we talked about the keys earlier, we talked about tempo, but Pat, you've talked a couple of times about the turnovers, and that's really what fueled St. Joe's offense, was the turnovers by St. Augustine. We got a lot of Matt Delaney was able to score, didn't really get the kind of games that you would have expected out of a Keith Palak or John Horner. Some encouraging signs from some of the younger guys who played better tonight, but overall just not the effort I think Coach Rodeo would have been happy about. And give St. Joe credit. They made it happen on the defensive end. They turned St. Augustine over and fueled their break off of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was good to see Jack Schleicher and guys like Ethan Fox and Luke Bevilacqua come out and play well tonight.
tough week for the Hermits. They had the Vineland game that was postponed from Monday. They're going to be playing on Saturday. They've got another game here on on Friday night, and they've got to turn it around quick. I mean, it's a 15-game season. You can't worry about the losses too much, but you got to learn from them. And I think what the Hermits have to learn from this is, as we said in the open, you have to run your stuff. They didn't look comfortable in running it. They didn't look comfortable in running their break, and they're a little bit of a work in progress because of some of the youth, but you don't have that much time. I mean, we're in February already. This is normally the time where you're hitting your stride, getting ready for the playoff push, and here we are. This is the second game, so not a lot of time. You got to turn it around. Not a lot of practice time because of 3 games in a week. Hermit's got to turn it around quickly.
Sadly, there's no playoffs this year. With that being said, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. On behalf of all the Hermits Broadcasting YouTube channel, I'm Andreas LaRosa, alongside Coach Dave Catalana and Pat Coyle, and we thank you for watching tonight's presentation, with St. Joe's coming out on top over St. Augustine, 57-51. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for watching, and we're closing out from Paul A. Rodeo Gymnasium.